Atlanta's police department is 58% black. That's a higher percentage of black people than the city of Atlanta itself. So explain how systemic racism is responsible for this shooting, and speak slowly so we can understand. Cops in Atlanta know exactly what's going on and what's likely to happen next. There are reports tonight that many of them have walked off the job at the beginning of their shift. No doubt many will retire from the force and leave. The police chief has already quit. Who'd want to enforce the law in a political environment like this? You make less than a plumber, everybody hates you, you could very easily get killed. You try to defend yourself, and they charge you with murder. No way. No normal person would want that job. So who's going to take the job? Going forward, we're going to get a lot of very bad people becoming police officers. And that's one of the many ironies here. Pressure from the mob will not stop police brutality. It will almost certainly increase police brutality as the worst kind of people become police, because who else would want it? For now, though, attacks on law enforcement mean that many of us have no police protection at all. Recently, the Black Lives Matter riots came to Charleston, South Carolina. Police disappeared. What happened next? This hasn't been widely reported, but we thought we'd share it with you. It's a transcript of a 911 call from a restaurant in downtown Charleston near the Battery. This is a quote. "It's the Macintosh restaurant. I called earlier, but it's gotten worse. The riots broke into the restaurant and they are stealing all the money, the alcohol. They're tearing up the seats. 30 employees are stuck in the courtyard. They're barricading the doors, and they're trying to break in. I called maybe 15 minutes ago, and there's still no cops, and there are 30 people in danger." No evidence the cops ever came. Ken Schneider owns a wine bar nearby in Charleston. Black Lives Matter rioters came for him, too. He and his staff repeatedly called the police for help, but no one came. Ultimately, Schneider told a local television station that he told dispatchers, quote, "Forget it. It's too late. My place is destroyed." Schneider later said he was completely in disbelief that the police didn't come. Schneider should consider himself lucky by comparison. People are losing more than just their businesses in this environment. In New York City, murders are up 25% just this year, and that's despite the lockdowns. In just the past month, the number of murders recorded in the city has literally doubled compared to this time a year ago. It's not really surprising. We saw the same thing happen in Baltimore after the Freddie Gray riots. When you politicize law enforcement, innocent people inevitably die. That is not a partisan point. The expectation that the police will come and protect you is not ideological. Ask any liberal who's ever called the police in crisis and had them not show up. It's terrifying, no matter who you vote for. Protecting the public from criminals is not some feature of government we hope for. It's why we have government. It's the whole point of government. There is no reason to have government otherwise. It's the reason we pay taxes. If you went to a restaurant and they refused to serve you food, you probably wouldn't pay the bill. If the restaurant tried to make you pay the bill, you would resist, and you would have every right to resist. No one should be forced to submit to theft. And taxation without protection is theft. It's the definition of it. The rest of us have a right to say that. In fact, an obligation to say it. And don't let them distract you or confuse you with slogans or rioting. This is not about the shooting death of one man outside Wendy's. It's about something much larger and much more important to every American, no matter where you live. It's about whether we're going to have a justice system that treats all American citizens equally, regardless of what the mob demands. It's about whether we can live peacefully in our own homes with our families without fear, confident that we are protected by the government that we pay for. If the government will not protect us, we should stop paying for it, and that might finally get their attention.